And Victoria, you may start. I'll mute my
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Victoria Wright, and I am a Senior Certification Officer in Department of Procurement Services with the certification program. I do actually audit files and review files for approval. And if, like Jackie said, if you have any questions after this that I don't answer during the workshop, you can always email me at victoria.wright@cityofchicago.org. So today we're going to talk about the DBE ACDBE program. DBE stands for Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, and ACDBE stands for Airport Concession Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. We're going to talk about the requirements for DBE and ACDBE, the certification process, which is basically the application, the benefits of becoming DBE and ACDBE certified with the city, and what happens once you are certified. So Department of Procurement Services is the contracting authority for the procurement of goods and services for the city of Chicago. We pledge to work together as a team and with our customers to guarantee an open, fair, and timely process by establishing, communicating, and enforcing superior business practices. We practice integrity, public trust, and the law are our guidelines. So most important is to understand is that the DBE and ACDBE program is a federal program. So I'm not going to read all the words on the PowerPoint to you, but I do want you to understand that the federal government governs this program. They make up the rules and regs. We follow it. The city of Chicago does certification, but you can also get DBE and ACDBE certification from CTA, as well as Metra and IDOT. So we all do the same application. Your application is good with all of these agencies. So if you get DBE or ACDBE with the city, you can also use it with CTA, you can use it with Metra, and you can use it with IDOT. So the DBE program provides guidance for the participation of DBE firms in its federally funded contracts and federally funded opportunities. Where the difference is with MBE, WBE, DBE, and BEPD, that's the local program, and that's governed by the city of Chicago. So the requirements for DBE and ACDBE: you must be a for-profit small business, which is at least 51% owned by one or more socially and economically disadvantaged persons. You must be managed and operated and controlled by one or more of the socially and economically disadvantaged owners, and I will talk about who that is. Airport concessions can include businesses that provide management, consultation, goods, supplies, and advertising services to concessions operating at the airport. So a lot of people do request DBE, but if you actually want to be a concession in the airport, you need ACDBE. Or if you want to sell a product or sell your service to a concession in the airport, you need ACDBE. So, of course, ACDBE is basically geared towards the concessions in the airport and whatever services and goods they might need. So the groups that are defined as disadvantaged are Black Americans, Hispanic, Native Americans, Subcontinent Asian Americans, Asian Pacific Americans, women, and other individuals who individually prove social and economic disadvantage. So out of these, I want to say for Native Americans, you have to have a tribal card, a card that proves that you are Native American and that you are part of a Native American group. They have cards. So if you are actually involved with a Native American, or if you are a Native American and you have that card, we will consider you Native American to be certified. The second thing on here, other individuals who can individually prove social and economic disadvantage. So we have a group in the department called the Affirmative Action Board. Sometimes we do have other nationalities that say, hey, I've been disadvantaged all my life, and why am I not in this group? So if you can go before, the Affirmative Action Board, and you would have to prove social economic disadvantage. So you would have to prove that time and time again in your life that you have been disadvantaged. Like if you haven't been able to get loans, if you haven't been able to go to school, but you have to be able to prove that it was because of your nationality. And I guess to say which nationalities, we've had someone from Iran who said that they were socially and economically disadvantaged. They came before the Affirmative Action Board, and we did allow that person to get the D or the M for certification. Business size standards. DBE, the firm's 3-year average annual gross receipts must not exceed the SBA size limit for the firm's primary line of business, or the maximum of $26.2 million for federal contracts. So basically what this means is that the size test, or the top goal for DBE is $26.2 million. But the SBA size standard could be lower than that. So if the SBA size standard is lower than 26.2, we're going to go with the SBA size standard. So if your gross receipts, basically, if they go over the SBA, then and it's less than 26.29, then we would go with the SBA size standard. So I don't want anybody here to worry about that, but that is the number that we look at. 3-year average annual gross receipts must not exceed $56.4 million for the Acdbe. So that size standard is much higher because they expect you to make way more money at the airport. I don't know, everybody, I'm sure you've noticed when you travel through an airport, everything costs more. It's almost like everything is double the price in the airport. So we do expect you to make more money being in the airport. So that size standard, the Acdbe size standard, is higher than the DBE. And as you can see from the PowerPoint, car rentals is higher, banks is higher, payphone companies, 1,500 employees, and for automobile dealers is 350 employees. So if you decided you were going to open a car rental place in the airport, you just would have to keep your employees below 350 employees. There's a personal net worth standard for DBE. The qualifying owner, that means the 51% owner, or if it's only one owner, the 100% owner, personal net worth cannot exceed $1.3 million after adjustments for DBE and or Acdbe eligibility. The biggest difference on the DBE, Acdbe side is that we only check your PNW during the original application. On the MBE, WBE side, if you're construction, we check your PNW every year. But in DBE, the PNW is only checked during the original application. So the process, the following steps must be completed before your firm can be considered a certified DBE, Acdbe with the City of Chicago. You submit your application at www.chicago.mwdbe.com. So the application is 100% online. The software is safe and it is secure. I do recommend that you get all your documentation together before you start. There is a document checklist on our website, the DPS website. of all the documents you have to put together. Documents have to be scanned and uploaded into the system. Once everything is scanned, it is secure. And then we would review your documents on our side. Everything now is done online. Attach copies of all supporting documentation relating to the firm and individual associated with the firm to the online application. Hard copy documents are no longer accepted. So on the DBE side, on-site interviews are done, and right now we're doing a virtual site visits. So anything on DBE, you will receive a site visit. Once we are back at work full-time, site visits will be done in person, but for right now, everything is done virtually over Teams or Zoom calls. And if you have inventory during a site visit, we would have to see your inventory. We want to see your office. So that is to show that you are an actual company up and running. You will need the following documents in order to fill out the DBE, ACDBE application. Evidence of citizenship. So basically we do ask for your driver's license and birth certificate or passport. Proof of equity contribution by the owners. So your equity contribution, an example, when I ask for equity contribution proof, is usually your bank statement. So your first business bank statement would be your proof of equity contribution, because we want to know how much each person contributed to the company. If it's one owner, all we need to see is that bank statement showing how much you put in your, and please know, you should have a business bank account. So how much did you put in that business bank account? If you put in $100, that's fine, but we just need to know that you put in $100 from your personal savings, or did you get a $100 loan from someone? Did you get grant money? Or did you not put in, well, we would expect you to have a bank account, but sometimes people let us know that their equity could be their equipment, their trucks, paper supplies, office supplies. People do consider that their equity contribution. We need business documents for the specific type of firm that you are. Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a partnership? Are you an LLC? Are you a corporation? So on this PowerPoint is showing which documents you should have. If you're an LLC, we want copies of the original and amended administrative agreements and the assumed name certificate. So basically, it's when did you register with the Secretary of State as an LLC, and you should have an operating agreement. For a corporation, we want the copies of your articles of incorporation, the bylaws, the minutes, stock certificates for corporations. So sometimes people do form a business and don't actually have stock certificates, but stock certificates is something you can go to Office Depot and buy, and you decide if you're 5149, how much stock do you have compared to how much the 49% owner has. Of course, it should balance, and whoever the 51% owner is should have the most stock. Additional documents, we want copies of W-2s or 1099s for the current and previous 2 years for the owners. Sometimes if you're brand new, you might not have W-2s or 1099s. So any information that you do not have, you have to tell us why you don't have it. So if we ask you for 2 years of tax returns, then and you've only been open for 1 year, then you should let us know my company has only been open for 1 year. So that's why I don't have 2. And actually we asked for 3 years. So, so 3 years of the federal corporate income tax returns, including all pages, all schedules, all attachments. We need 3 years of signed U.S. individual income tax returns. So if you just started last month and you don't have federal corporate tax returns, it's okay, but we still are going to want 3 years of your individual tax returns. So even if you only have 1 year of federal business tax returns, we are definitely going to want 3 years of your individual tax returns. We're going to ask for financial statements, including balance sheets, basically is your assets and your liabilities, and income and expense statements. If you don't know how to do this, you can get an accountant to do it, and there's now software that will do it for you. But if you haven't been in business long enough, you might not have a balance sheet, or you might not have an income and expense statement, but then you have to tell us why you have not submitted that information. So the on-site review interview is your site visit. It requires, the federal regulations require the performance of an on-site visit to the offices of the firm, the site visit report of an applicant by any other U.S. Department federal funded recipient may be relied upon to meet this requirement. So basically what this is saying is that we do our own, here in Chicago, we do our own site visit. But for DBE, you can be, if you live in Indiana and you get DBE certified in Indiana, you can also get DBE certified in Chicago, in Illinois. But you must have the DBE certification in your home state first. Once you get DBE certified in your home state, you can get DBE certified in all states. But we will call that home state and ask for your site visit, and we expect you to submit all the documents that you submitted to your home state to this state as well. Depending on the circumstances, a firm may or may not be notified when an assignment. We don't even do that. We do contact you for a site visit because our field analyst has to have a date to come out and see you. And right now he needs a date to do everything virtually. So you will be contacted regarding a site visit. Approval, denial of the application. It is based on ownership, disadvantage, business size determination, and that's basically your gross receipts, your P&W, independence, control, and burden of proof allocation. The most important thing is the business size, your gross receipts, your P&W, and are you controlling the company? So if it's a company that has more than one owner, we are going to try to determine who has the control. If there's a 51-49% split and the 51% owner does not know, and I'll use plumbing as an example, you just opened your door 6 months ago, but you know nothing about plumbing. But your 49% owner holds the license, knows everything about plumbing. We're going to question you as the 51% owner, how much you can control your company if you know nothing about plumbing and you do not hold the license. So it is your burden of proof to show that you are able to control the company. So if it's 100% owned by one person, we are going to expect you to know how to control your business. So the benefits of becoming DBE and Acdbe certified is that there's no application fee. The federal application has no fees attached. Certification as a DBE and/or Acdbe provides opportunities for participation in U.S. Department of Transportation and FAA federally funded contracts with the City of Chicago, Acdbe, CTA, Metro, and PACE. So that's what I talked about earlier. Once you can get DBE and DBE certified with City of Chicago, CTA, Metro, and PACE. I believe only the City of Chicago and Department of Transport, the Acdbe, does Acdbe. So once you get certified with us, you can do business with any of these agencies. We have a relationship with a number of agencies that can provide assistance to DBE firms. These assist agencies provide a variety of services to small businesses. Assist agencies are basically a chamber of commerce in your neighborhood. The Department of Procurement Services does have a list of assist agencies that we recommend for people to go to for help with their certification, for help with contracts, for help with finance or funding assistance. They're all different. So you have to do your homework to decide which assist agency you want to use. Some are better than others. And you should know that some assist agencies want you to become a member of the assist agency. There are fees to be members of assist agencies, but they usually know what is going on in the city of Chicago. They know what's going on with different agencies, so they are able to help you with your applications and with your small business. The City of Chicago's DBE ACDBE program demonstrates the city's continued commitment to the success of minority and women-owned businesses. The process is a 90-day certification process. So we do try to keep the processing time to 90 days. It can go to 120 days. If there's an issue and we haven't received all of your documents, it can take longer than that. Once you are certified, we provide one-stop certification. Once you are certified with the city as a DBE, of course, I just talked about your certification is accepted with these other agencies, MetroPay, CTA, IDOT. You can sign up for DPS and Department of Aviation alerts to alert you of contracting opportunities with the city of Chicago. Both, I'm sure most of you on this call have receive DPS alerts, but the Department of Aviation has its own alerts as well, and they do list what contracts they have out for bid. All City of Chicago and its sister agencies contracting opportunities can be found online, and that's what Jackie just talked about with the buying plan. Our buying plan does list contracting opportunities for several, I think it's at least 14 other agencies. We provide you with a list of agencies that provide assistance to DBE firms. These assist agencies provide services to assist in business development. And questions?
I'm sorry, I was clicking on the wrong button. I don't see any questions at the moment, so I will ask our participants. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the Q&A panel, and of course, Victoria will answer it. I will give a few minutes for that to happen, but I will also say, if there are no other questions, thank you so much, Victoria, for giving us that great information about the ABCs of ACDBE and DBE. And I will definitely say thank you to the participants for spending a little time with us today to go over this information, and hopefully it is giving you some insight on the process of becoming a vendor at the airport if you choose to do so. And if you have any further questions, you can feel free to send directly to Victoria. Again, like she said, at victoria.wright@cityofchicago.org. Or if there are no questions or they're just general questions, you can definitely send them to the DPS events at cityofchicago.org. I say thank you, and I say stay safe, stay well. Continue to social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands, and hopefully we will be able to see all of you in this environment back at City Hall once again soon. So thanks for coming today, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Okay, thank you.
All righty. See you, Rodney.
See ya.